strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange, alright. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange.
I love you, Spotty.
That's fine. Hello and welcome to 304 BB Hits. This is a 30 Files, episode 2. You're in the studio with Slim Red, Little Janie, and Amy Lee. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Alright, so it is actually 3:26 in the morning.
Night owls. Hi, Janie.
What a nice time to talk about serial killing. Alright, so as promised, we are going to, this show is a little more organized with, I don't know how
We did our research, is what, this show, we've done some research here. We've got some interesting, some stuff that doesn't add up, and I'll just say, yeah, that's Janie Bell. That's her contributing to it, I guess. But yeah, the rabbit hole has been dug, and we're plummeting deeper down into it, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And we got our own opinions of what we believe may have went down in the Childers, Childers case.
The saga of James Childers.
Yeah. The 45-year-old man who committed suicide June 2nd, 2009 at a hotel in Clarksburg. And
my main thing about it is why it was nothing in the media, like, if there was a serial killer in, like, our hometown, and it was within the past 10 years, why wasn't it a big thing? And I remember hearing, like, something on the news about it once, when, 2009, when everything was going down. And that's it. Mm-hmm. And I'm somebody, and we enjoy, like, I don't know, like, researching serial killers and stuff, and we didn't even hear anything about it.
Mm-mm.
It's weird. How, it's almost like it's a cover-up, and I mean, from what your research you've done, Ricky did a lot here. Oops, sorry, slip.
Yeah, you're fine.
She did some good research, and, I don't know, I mean, do you want to talk about how everything, like, even with the fire, everything, it's like it all just disappears, like, the documentary wasn't made, like, they're not searching for it's weird, and so
they decided not to search for the bodies.
Yes.
My opinion on why, like, leading up to, like, a public announcement that there may be a serial killer in the area is because for one, the victims he chose, almost like mirror imaging the redhead murderer, because they were prostitutes, in which, wow, I'm probably having a hard time finding missing people.
Yeah, because those people, nobody cares.
And if they do report them, the departments don't care. So they won't publicize it or anything like that. They're not going to say, hey, so many prostitutes were murdered.
Right.
I almost think of Jack the Ripper because they blasted that everywhere.
Well, I guess that was a little. I mean, what else was going? They didn't have smartphones and everything
Yeah.
to catch people. What else would have been going on there besides, hey, we found a dead body?
Yeah,
That, you know.
I guess prostitutes culture was more
that
second
would have been
class
more
citizen.
acceptable.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So it is. So digging into it, the news articles are very cryptic, like you said. Like you can see where from between the first reporting of June 4th or the 2nd to September 9th, which is one of the last ones, or September 5th, I'm sorry, 2009, they begin to say that he was just started changing the character of the guy.
Yeah.
To things that they were saying he had said when we had downloaded and actually printed off the actual transcript and confession he had sent in leading up to his suicide.
Yeah, so we pretty much knew or know just as much about this guy as the police did, you know, when it comes down to, like, the actual guy. Because reading his transcript, and I'm sure you read it more than once, just like I did.
It's hard to read.
Yeah, you got to kind of decipher it, but... So that's where, like, the articles and stuff we're finding, it's like, we didn't get that from reading the transcript, so how did that, you know what I mean? Like, the kind of guy he was, or what he blames it on, or whether he was remorseful or not.
On drugs.
And, yeah, stuff like,
Right.
So it's like they kind of warped it and made him into somebody instead of... Yes.
So we're going to get up to that. So there's a little bit. We also did some, we're going to explain the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. From a very good book reading source that Amy has. You want to go ahead and give everybody what it is?
Serial Killer Files, and it's by Harold Schechter, I would believe. I don't know. It's a hard one.
Schechter.
Yeah, Schechter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, it's a really, 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 really informative book. And yeah, there's a little part I found in here where we could do the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. Yes.
And who did you choose for our historic
Okay. Well,
madman of the moment?
Yeah, madman of the moment. I don't know if I actually, because I was going to do a little more on Carl if I could.
Okay.
Since there's actually, there's like a little write-up. There's not even a little, there's a bunch of, like, anybody you can pretty much think of. Like, all the big names, and then people that aren't big-name serial killers are all over this book. But, yeah, so what do we want to get into first, then? The
psychopath and
this
sociopath
right here. And, okay, with the sociopath, they're saying, like, because we were, like, talking about how this Childers guy, he's a urge killer, you know, and stuff. So we were saying he had to have been like a sociopath more instead of a psychopath in a way, because I guess he lived a normal life. You know, those are the ones that wear the mask, you know, and that's what this is, like a whole little chapter on it here. You know, those are the ones, in a way, to me, they're like better human beings or something, you know, like superhuman, because they don't have emotions and stuff to...
And they're more acceptable than a
and then and a psychopath, that's what they have him. He's the living nightmare. So the one wears a mask and the other one is just like the madman. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Lucifer and his hound.
beyond madness stuff, you know, like the horrible, and they don't even really try to cover it up. Those are the ones that usually get caught more than the
Cerberus
sociopaths.
and Hades.
That's what this guy has to be, because, I mean, he told the cops about him, and that's where it's a little more weird. Like,
he definitely is a
he
dog
killed
on a
himself
leash.
and gave them gave him his when nobody was even looking for him. He gives names, like he says, I burned these houses down too. Like nobody, like.
So you want me to read what it says?
Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm really on the mind here. Okay, here's sociopath right here. This little bit there.
So a psychopath versus a psychotic. Oh shit, see there?
Yeah.
Okay. When the arresting officer asked Howard Unruh.
That's another serial killer guy.
It's UNRUH.
Yeah, I've never
heard of him. He was some kind of psycho. He was using a common slang term nowadays most commonly associated with the title of Alfred Hitchcock's classic slasher film. But the policeman's question is more complicated than it seems. There are two very different types of psychos, psychopaths and psychotics. Most serial killers fall into the first category, though some belong to the latter. Yeah, spree killing. And we were talking that Childers seems to be moral insanity, right? So psychotics are your living nightmare. They also believe that they have a morality about it. A sense of, I guess, understanding to their own madness.
Right.
Yeah. And like you were saying, and then your sociopaths have the ability to mock emotion.
Yeah, they're the ones that live next door, like, yeah.
Yeah, well, who would we say?
Oh, God, Ted Bundy.
Bundy.
He's a perfect example of, that where, what do they say? They let their mask slip or whatever. Their mask of, yeah, they wear a mask of sanity and, inside their mask of sanity is slipping or whatever. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the scariest. Like Gacy, God, he was totally one. I mean, he owned a business and he's really horrible.
So, how smart are serial killers?
See, that's where, like, I don't know, are they much smarter? Because that's, like, almost like Hollywood, like, glamorized,
They say they have above average IQs.
A lot of them do, though, yeah. A lot of them. But, I mean, I don't know, some, like, you think Henry Lee Lucas or Ottis Toole had that kind of intelligence? No, they were like Neanderthals. So some of them, normally those are the sociopaths. Yeah, the smart ones, the Hannibal Lecters or whatever.
Some of them could go on if they had the wits, but they would be sloppy. And they put those more into your rapists and impulsive killers. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ted Bundy was a law student and raising young figure in the Washington State Republican Party, insisting on serving as his own defense lawyer during his murder trial. He turned the proceedings into a travesty and proved that that a man who defends himself has a fool for a client.
Yeah.
Gay serial killer Randy Kraft, who had an IQ of 129 and made big bucks as a computer consultant, still he got himself arrested while driving drunk with a strangled corpse on the passenger seat.
Yeah.
They get to feeling themselves.
Yeah, they think they're above the law, and because they get away with it for so long. Like, you kill 30 people, and you're going to think you're not going to get arrested. Because typically you were doing this and you weren't getting arrested. So, yeah, they eventually get too brazen.
Gary Heidnik.
Heidrich or something. Yeah.
Heidrich. There's no R in it.
Oh, okay.
Heidnik. A financial whiz who made, it's Heidnik, Gary.
Okay.
Who
Heinrich,
made
right?
a fortune on the stock market, was arrested for keeping chained and tortured sex slaves in the basement of his Philadelphia home.
He had like 5 girls, yeah.
The best defense he could come up with at the time of his arraignment was that women were already there when he moved into the house. Yeah.
He kept them in pits, and like he would, he killed one by accident. Like, he would torture because he wanted sex slaves. Like, one of the girls, she was like a African American, and she had low IQ, like, I think mentally handicapped woman, pretty much. And he had her in a pit with water, and to punish her for something, he tried to like burn or like shock her with a live wire, and it actually killed her. Yeah, and then he fed her to the other girls.
Wow. See, some people.
That's that guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he would be intelligent.
He wanted a baby farm and stuff with these women.
Yeah, I think he's just like testosterone driven.
I think so too. Like, something's wrong there too.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
He didn't have an outlet.
Think about how they portray Hannibal Lecter.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our serial killers who never really get caught.
Kind of the opposite.
What is it, intelligence or is it survival?
See, I think it's survival because they're not in control of their impulses, obviously, like how they show Lecter to be. Lecter's poised, and because that's what you're giving into when you're killing. Do you think
more are? I mean, well, eventually they're saying even though they're sophisticated or cultivated or, make money or like Hannibal Lecter or as stupid as the